Hello, native plant lovers. If you are looking for native plant inspiration or you want to better understand how native landscape designs are made, then this video is for you. In this video, I start with this island which has invasive Japanese barberry and create a landscape design with native plants that will thrive. I'll start with customer goals including on-site observations that influence the design, then move to plant selection, and finish with photos of the completed design. Let's jump into customer goals and on-site observations. I have four overarching themes to cover. The first goal, of course, is to use natives, including the removal of the invasive Japanese barberry and the other non-native plants. New shrubs and perennials will need to thrive in full sun and average to dry soil. I'll be sure to select a variety of plants that will provide color throughout the seasons. The second goal is to keep this low maintenance and to prevent weeds. Low maintenance is a broad term that means many things. In this design, it means we are going to cover every inch of soil to shade the ground, which will help to prevent weed seeds from germinating. The third goal pertains to the home itself and the location. Several important points here to cover. The first is the home location, which is in the northeast, so expect winter snowstorms, which will be treated with salt. Considering the plants will be between the driveway and the road, I'll look for salt-tolerant plants. Next, let's talk about the property, which is on a 1/3 acre, which is not square. The road curves around the front of the property, which will impact the viewing angles of our plantings. So I'll keep this in mind as I position plants. Also, to mention, there are several other plantings on the property, so we are not looking to make this extremely large. I'll use the same shape to the left of the driveway and will mirror the shape to the right of the driveway. Two other points is that we want to keep the height at or lower than the existing height of the Japanese barberry, and there is a drive or a sidewalk across the street where dogs are walked, so dog pee is not a concern. Our fourth and final goal is to ensure we are planning for the existing wildlife living in the area. We are fortunate that deer are not an issue in this development, but we do expect rabbits will browse from some of our new plants. If we use plants that are favored by rabbits, like black-eyed Susans, I'll be sure to include enough plugs that the plants will be able to outpace the rabbits. Capturing customer goals and on-site observations are incredibly important to the plant selection process. These all go into a funnel to narrow down plants that will thrive. Next, I like to quickly scribble all the names of plants that meet the criteria, including height and width. This makes the next step easy because I can quickly select different options and experiment with how they fit in the space to continue narrowing down the design. We have an area that is approximately 115 square feet on both sides of the driveway for a total of 230 square feet. This is an incredibly simple shape to capture, which ends up looking like this. If you are making a landscape design at home, be sure to check out our other video titled Landscape Design 101, Measuring for a Base Map, which breaks down the process step by step so anyone can complete at home with a few basic tools. In my plant list are two plants I have not used in a design that I really want to use: shrubby St. John's wort and pink Muhly grass. These both meet all the criteria and gives us a good starting point. Let's take a closer look at St. John's wort, which has a very unique flower which will bloom throughout the summer. It grows to 4 or 5 feet tall and wide, so we will need 3 on each side of the driveway. I'm putting these in the middle because I want to ensure this planting looks great from all angles, including the house and the street. On the right side, I'm intentionally moving some plants so they are not in a straight line. Overall, I want symmetry, but these are native plants and nature mixes things up. Therefore, I'm using the same plants on both sides, but making minor changes to the placement. Next, let's take a closer look at pink Muhly grass, which has great fall color. This grass is going to look best in front of the shrubby St. John's wort, so I put in a row of pink Muhly grass, which will grow to 3 feet tall and wide across the front. We'll need 5 on each side to cover the entire distance. On the right side, I intentionally placed plants parallel to the road, not parallel to the shrubby St. John's wort. I plan to use the same plants on both sides of the driveway, but I want the locations to look a little more natural. This leaves a couple feet between the Muhly grass and the road, so I want a salt-tolerant, spring-blooming perennial, which brings me to Sundrops. Not only do they have a great spring flower, but the leaves turn a great red color in the autumn. This variety will grow up to 2 feet tall and spread 3 feet across the ground. We are making great progress with 3 plants providing spring, summer, and fall color. If this video is helping you, please subscribe and like the video. Also, please take a minute to leave a comment letting me know what you like and don't like so I can make the next video better with more meaningful content. Now, back to the design. In the back, we have about 10 feet remaining, and I want some more fall color. Asters meet our criteria and have brilliant purple flowers, which will pair nicely with the pink woolly grass when they are both blooming in the fall. This variety of aster grows to a larger height of around 6 feet and 3 feet wide, so they won't be lost behind the shrubby St. John's wort. Now, let's cover a chunk of space with a long blooming summer perennial, black-eyed Susans. These provide great color to any garden and reach 3 feet. You'll notice a yellow summer blooming theme emerging between the St. John's wort and the black-eyed Susans. As I mentioned before, rabbits will browse black-eyed Susans, so I'm intentionally allowing space for over 10 plugs planted approximately 1 foot apart on both sides of the driveway. Next, to complete our summer of yellow flowers, I decide to add Coreopsis zigrat. This variety is not salt tolerant, but will not be in the front. This Coreopsis will grow 18 to 24 inches tall and wide and will fit in nicely on the sides. I want to take a minute to quickly compare the 3 yellow blooming flowers, which are all very different and eye-catching. So, we still have space that we have not filled, so we'll work in 2 more varieties. For spring color, we'll add wild Columbine, which grows to 3 feet and only about 1 foot wide, so you'll need a bunch of these plants if you want them to fill in an area quickly. Columbine is great because it's so versatile, being able to grow in full sun, and it can also handle shade. I added this to the right side for a pop of extra color. Lastly, I completed this design shortly after creating a video on my favorite perennial, Penstemon digitalis. The video is titled Native Plant Everyone Can Grow Penstemon. Therefore, I felt compelled to work in a patch of Penstemon. Much like Columbine, it grows taller than it does wide and reaches 4 feet tall while only spreading about 1 foot. To look more natural, I altered the location on the sides of the driveway. This completely fills the space, meeting the criteria we established at the beginning. So now it's time for pictures. If you've not already clicked subscribe, please click it now. Okay, our first photo is the week prior to starting work on May 2nd, 2022. Yuck. The second photo is immediately after the install on May 5th. You can see, or should I say, you can't really see how small some of the plugs are, like the Sundrops, which are planted in the front. The third photo jumps almost 3 months to the end of July, and you can see how quickly everything is growing. It's so important to select plants that will thrive in the conditions. Can you see the Sundrops in the front? It's amazing to note that some of the Sundrops doubled in size, while some of the other ones are a little slower to start. The fourth photo moves us forward 1 month to the end of August. I want to point out the first year some perennials will bloom out of season until they get established. For example, most mature black-eyed Susans in the area have finished flowering, but these are still going strong. The fifth and final picture is a little over a month later on October 7th. The pink Muhly grass is the star of the show. Next year, the Aster will be taller, and a better photo will show the pink grass with a purple flower in the background. This wraps up our video of Soil Shepherd's native plant install. Please let us know what you think and check out our other native plant videos. Thanks for watching.